crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Hey guys, Bix Weir, Roota.com. It is, Sunday night, 22nd of May. Big week this week in the financial markets. Lots of shit happening at the end of the month. Silver. Jenny and I did figure out who it was. This is probably the biggest information you can possibly have if you're interested in silver, gold, the fight between the good guys and the bad guys. We figured out who the third party in the silver lease short is. It's not the short. I mean, obviously the most important part of the... Now first, let's get to... It's Ted Butler who came up with the information that he thought it was a lease, and then the OCC data pretty much confirmed it, that Bank of America has leased close to 1 billion ounces of silver from JPM to sell in the market to suppress the price. The big question is, who gets the metal? Yes, JPM leased the metal, and theoretically Bank of America is supposed to pay it back. But if Bank of America sold it into the market, maybe Bank of America is never going to pay it back. JP Morgan thinks Bank of America is too big to fail bank, which they are, so they couldn't go bankrupt unless they are being set up to go bankrupt. Lots of potential here for all these kinds of things. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Who has the metal is the question. And that's what Jenny and I figured out. I don't know. It was like right before my eyes for so long. I had that theory about this entity long time ago, and I don't know why I didn't see it. And then all these things started adding up. And I'm like, let's take a deep probe into this, and voila, there it was. So go to the private road, check that out. Silver is still under hold. Remember, these leases are 1 year, so they're expiring all year. So between now and the end of the year, if Bank of America stays in business, they're going to have to pay back JP Morgan on this metal, I would assume. Maybe it's a cash payback. We don't know how the lease is structured. But yeah, and there's lots of crypto action too, the crypto volatility. I saw the cryptos had gone down under 30,000, and I hadn't seen the David Morgan's guy, John Perez, in a long time, so I went over to the Morgan Report, knowing that he'd be taking victory laps, and he did. He started talking about Michael Saylor. I'm like, hey, let's get John Perez and Michael Saylor in the same room and see what happens. Good luck with that, John. I listened to John speak, and I'm like, but he misses every single point about cryptos. Yes, of course, Tether is a deep state operation. We all know that. It's nothing new. It doesn't negate, and you know, how much money they have, how much they don't have. I think it's irrelevant. You know, if you want the deep state to keep going, yeah, keep Tether going. If you don't, get rid of them. Tether isn't the reason that Bitcoin went up in dollar values. It went up because it's an amazing technology. It went up because it's an immutable asset. It's not backed by anything. That's what he keeps saying. Of course it's not backed by anything. Just like gold and silver are not backed by anything. That's the obvious beauty of a standalone asset, is they aren't backed by anything. And he started praising, cryptos and backed by a gold and silver. I'm like, that's the worst thing you can do to both those assets. Why add third-party risk to silver? Why add third-party risk to Bitcoin? I mean, that's just not smart. Anyway, Michael Saylor has a great discussion on his understanding. I mean, he's so much smarter than this guy, John Perez. I think there's no way John Perez would ever accept a debate with him. But hey, we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I do find it interesting. It's fun to watch, but every time I listen to this guy, I'm like, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. He jumps to these gigantic assumptions that just aren't true in my book. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's get back to silver. He does love silver. Bravo. Good for you. I think it's a smart place to be. Very smart place to be. You have Gary Gensler, and the Fed comes in, tries to slam huge regulations. Will there be on cryptos? Will there be anywhere else to go but silver and gold? But if you're smart, you know that there's massive amounts of gold in the world, and there's very little silver. And silver is absolutely necessary. All right. Just wanted to point out, we're still a month away from July, but currently there's 550 million ounces of open interest in the July silver contract. We've seen it before. They come, down to the last days, and voila, they get out of it. Exchange for physicals now happen all the time, supposedly. Now, are those derivative contracts that just go get settled over at the criminal LBMA? Probably. But again, I want to get back to, there is an entity, the third party in this game of cat and mouse with silver, and that entity, yes, can buy all the silver they want. Yes, billions with a B. So yeah, keep an eye on that. I'll be keeping an eye on it. Again, 550 million in open interest. If you want to know who the riggers are in silver, just go to the LBMA delivery notices, and you can see who they are. And they're right here in living color. JP Morgan Securities, duh. Wells Fargo, duh. Goldman Sachs, duh. Bank of America, duh. I mean, they're all right here, and it's a handful of them. And you can do what you want if you want to play in the COMEX silver game. My recommendation, don't even get anywhere near the COMEX. Most people don't. 99% of these trades, what is the volume lately? I think the volume's been going down a little bit. Right here, 150. That would be about 100 million ounces last Friday. Averages about 250, 300 million ounces per day. That's all banks trading back and forth to each other. It's crazy. Anyway, cryptos doing just fine. I don't know if they're going to click the mouse and put them at minus $40. They can. They can also click the mouse and put them at $1 million. They can also lose control of the mouse. A banking collapse takes down the government as well. So there will be no regulator in that situation. But if there are regulators, I would like to, this was like the biggest news I've seen in cryptos in the past 5 years, but nobody seems to be saying anything about it. SEC in-house judge violates right to a jury trial, appeals court rules. If the SEC has been charging fines, they don't have the power to put anybody in jail, but they are charging fines, and it's completely unconstitutional. And the appeals court said, no, SEC, you can't do that. If you're going to fine someone for a securities breaking securities law, it has to go to trial by jury. Right here, Securities and Exchange Commission in-house judge violated the U.S. Constitution by denying fraud defendants their right to a jury trial, acting without necessary guidance from Congress. The Fifth Court of Appeals ruled on Wednesday. The court ruled 2-1 in favor of hedge fund manager George Jakarski Jr. and investment advisor Patriot 28 LLC, overturning SEC administrative law judge's determination that they committed securities fraud. A spokesman for the SEC and counsel for the petitioners did not immediately respond. In the ruling Wednesday, the majority said that because seeking penalties is akin to debt collection, which is a private right, the defendants were entitled to a jury trial. Hello, Reggie Middleton. Veritasium, you are, just go back to the SEC and say, hey, look what you did to me, you assholes. They stole all his tokens, took all his money, but he had the right to a jury trial. Makes you wonder why the SEC has still frozen Reggie Middleton's 98 million Veritasium token. Yes, I do think ultimately the U.S. government will go begging to Reggie. Help us, help us. Why? It's because their system is so fucking corrupt. Massive asset rehypothecation. Think of trading in bonds and having the same bond traded 20 times a day, and nobody knows who owns it, who has it. And using that bond in 3 different places as collateral. That's what's going on. And the only way to get that fixed is peer-to-peer transactions through a blockchain mechanism that Reggie has the patent on now. So just keep that in mind. keep that in mind. I think this is huge. This ruling is huge. A jury trial. Can you imagine what would happen if Reggie Middleton goes into a jury trial and tells them, hey, I was working with the SEC and they just flipped out on me. They went to all my customers and said, don't deal with us without telling me. And then they stole all my tokens and basically destroyed my whole life. What would a jury say to that? They'd say, fuck you, Mr. Government. Who do you think you are, Gary Gensler? Go back to the Clinton campaign. That might take him out of the SEC position, by the way. Yes, he was the finance guy in the Clinton campaign, so he must have approved the payments to whatever the name is, Fusion GPS, for all the fraud. Gary's in deep shit. Anyway. So, if you're interested in who it is, I'm not going to... I had to tell the private road members. I've been holding it a secret for too long. And I have all the backup. I'm currently still doing research. It's not enough to say, this is it. This is proof positive of who this is. Other than other things I have looked at in the past. And this is it. I know it is. And Jenny confirmed that. And then we went through like 7 different entities that I just show a picture and she talks about it. And I'm like, this is exactly how that works. So if you're interested in silver manipulation, go to roadrooter.com, sign up for the private road, and you can get access to all this stuff. I mean, we have so many great interviews on silver, on the behind-the-scenes collapse, what's going on right now with the good guys. Go check that out. We are also giving away a Road to Roota Lives coin, the coolest coin ever, double stamp with the number. Check out the commercial after this video. You'll love this coin. And they have started to ship. So look at your email for your shipping instructions if you have renewed or bought a Road to Roota membership. And check it out. Join the Road to Roota today while we still have these babies left. And once the silver goes over $30-$40, we're going to end the program. So go check it out. This is Bix. Here's the commercial for the coin.